After this, there has been a small amendment to this 1773 Act. It is not of lot of significant, so I will be cutting it short. This is called as Act of Settlement. After the 1773 Act, there were some shortcomings in this Act. For that purpose, there has been amendment done to this Act, but this is not of such significant for our exam purpose, so I will be cutting it short. This has been done in 1781. It is called as Act of Settlement. So the shortcomings in 1773 has been filled up in this Act, but this is not of significant. So another significant Act is Pitt's India Act of 1784. Why it is known as Pitt's India Act? Because it has been done by William Pitts, who was the Prime Minister of Britain at that point. So this is called as Pitt's India Act. So let us look into the features of this Act. So the main features of Pitt's India Act are: it has distinguished between the commercial and political functions of the company. What do you mean by the commercial and political functions? So as I have mentioned earlier, the EIC, East India Company, came as a commercial body to carry on trade. But in meanwhile time, it has changed into do some political functions also, like the controlling of the people, like passing legislations for them, making rules. So this has differentiated, this law, Pitt's India Act, has differentiated between the commercial and political functions of the company. As I have mentioned earlier, there has been a court of directors to manage the commercial affairs. So this has been, there used to be a court of directors to mention the commercial, military and political affairs of the, we have mentioned that in 1773 Act. But here the court of directors are only restricted to manage the commercial affairs of the company. But a new body, Board of Control, has been created to manage the political affairs of the company. So you need to note that earlier we used to have only court of directors. Now additionally, Board of Control has been created in 1784. So this could be a question in UPSC which could be confusing with you some statements like, did Board of Control has been established in 1773? Did Court of Director has been established in 1773? So second thing is right, but first thing is wrong, because Board of Control has been established in this Pitt's India Act of 1784. So we also need to see that they're established in double government. Like as I have mentioned, one thing is controlling the commercial affairs and another thing is dealing with the political affairs of the company. And we also need to see that the Board of Control to supervise all operations of the civil and military government or revenues. So there is a Board of Control which has been created to also look into the operations of the civil and military company. So let me tell you briefly which points I'm stressing upon. They are important as a question and answer format in our UPSC prelims. So others are just to give you a brief idea about the subject. So first time you need to see that the company territories, I mean to say wherever in our India, wherever the company has its territories, some locations, they are first time mentioned as British possessions, Bharat in India. It means to say that now these territories belong to British and company is governing behalf of British in India. So now you need to know the distinction that British have not arrived at this point of time. Only it is the East India Company which is ruling on behalf of British in India. And it has been also been mentioned that British government has the supreme control over company's affairs and its administration. So you are knowing this distinction, right? It's like nowadays if Facebook belongs to USA, it is coming to India, it is ruling India on behalf of USA. This is the example which I am giving. So same is the functions with EIC to make it clear to you.